Hello there, and welcome back to another video from your favorite English school, English Solutions for Business and Life. This time around, we'll be covering Unit 4, and that pretty much covers the vocabulary for global intermediate, pre-intermediate level. So we're advancing through this. We're advancing in this level, and I hope that all the videos have been really helpful for you. If you have any comments or recommendations about the videos, don't forget to place them on YouTube, or I'll mention them at English Solutions for Business and Life, all right? So that we can improve the quality of our product and service, of course. Let's begin. Today, this time around, the objective of the class, or of the objective of the day, is the following. We will be talking about, I had some other ones. We're gonna get rid of these. Right now we're not gonna cover those. Basically, we're gonna talk about adjectives and synonyms. We're going to define, or actually recap on what an adjective is, and also we will touch on synonyms. You pretty much have studied these before. We're just going to refresh your minds a little bit on what they are, how they are used, and give you some examples, of course. Alright, so now here we have some adjectives and their synonyms. We will be paying more attention to these because these are probably the ones you have not learned or need practice with. Here on the left side here we have the very common adjectives. Don't forget that an adjective is simply a description of a noun. It can be a physical description, it can be a description of personality, or subjective description, etc., etc. And well, of course, a synonym is a word that has a very similar or the same meaning as the original word, and we use them to expand our general vocabulary, or the way we express ourselves in the English language or any language. Alright, so I'm going to repeat the ones on the left one time, and I'm going to repeat the second one 2 times, so that we can check and practice our pronunciation if desired. So here on for handsome, its synonym would be good looking. Good looking. Alright, now we know that handsome is an attractive person, normally a man, and good looking also applies for men, or we can also apply for women, but once again, more used for men. Alright, now for intelligent we have smart. Smart. And smart is simply that, a person that has that is brilliant at what they do, because they can solve problems, they do clever things, etc., etc. The third one is rich, and its synonym would be wealthy. Wealthy. Well, a rich or wealthy person is someone whose economical status is higher than normal. These type of people normally have no problem buying luxurious things or acquiring cars, houses, etc., because they possess normally a bigger amount of money. Now the next one is sad, and its synonym would be miserable. Miserable. You notice that this word has a very similar, well, actually looks exactly the same as a word in Spanish. So just remember that miserable is not exactly the same in English as it is in Spanish. Miserable most of the times means sad, something that will make you cry or make you feel bad about yourself. Alright, now for terrible we got awful. Awful. And awful is something totally opposite to nice, good, or great. It is something that is very ugly, or something that is very dreadful. It's another synonym you can use. But right now we're just going to focus on awful. Alright, the last one is friendly. And its counterpart, or well, actually not counterpart, its synonym would be easygoing. Easygoing. An easygoing person is someone who speaks. This type of people normally start conversations easily, with no problem, and they make friends very easily as well. Now let's move on to our examples here. Example number 1, it was smart using that type of presentation during his last project. So in this example, we're mentioning that it was very intelligent for that person to use maybe a very nice looking type of presentation, maybe a Prezi or a very well made PowerPoint presentation, or any other application on a computer or tablet PC. So the deduction that we have is that it was very intelligent or it was very smart to use or using that type of presentation. Alright, the second example is he's always been the most good-looking guy in the class, or of the class. Well, this is pretty much self-explanatory. We're talking about someone who is attractive, and that person stands out because of his or her physical features. And we're talking about a superlative here. And we're referring to all the men in the class or all the men in a group of students. Let's move on to the next one. Wealthy people tend to come across as cocky and disrespectful, but that isn't always true. Now, to come across means like to give the impression of, and cocky and disrespectful, well, cocky is when you believe that you are better than others, or you're better than the rest or the people around you. And disrespectful comes from the word respect. And if we add the word dis, where is the opposite, and full is just to make it the adjective. Alright, so then again we're talking about wealthy people that normally have a lot of money or have a good economical position in the society. The next example is about miserable, and the example is as follows. I feel really miserable after finding out about his death. Well, I couldn't come with a better example. Sorry about that. So to feel miserable does not have to do anything with being selfish or egotistical. It refers about feeling bad or feeling sad about a situation. In this case, discovering that someone lost his or her life. All right. Well, sorry about that. I could not find a better example for this. Let's move on to the next one. Easygoing people normally have more people to talk to. Well, kind of obvious. Yeah, if you're friendly, if you start conversations, if it is not difficult for you to keep on a conversation or to make friends, of course you will have more people available that you can talk to about your problems or whatever. But don't feel bad, this doesn't exactly mean that you will have more friends. The next example is the play was really awful. I can't recommend it. Okay, so let's imagine that we go to the theater. We had very high expectations about the play or whatever story was going to be told, and it turned out to be very, very bad. So we can say that it was awful. It was very, very bad, or it was terrible. And then, we're assuming that we don't believe that we can recommend watching it because it was very bad. Let's move on to the next item. Alright, so now self-study tip. The word self-exposure, it refers to you, yes, you, student, the one who's listening to this video, and it is your job to acquire all or expose yourself. I need to get some new stylus pens really, really, really badly. Expose yourself to the language. Don't wait for your English class to start. Don't wait for the English teacher to ask you to participate. You need to be your own teacher. Your teacher in class, he or she will be there to help you, to provide you with vocabulary. He will give you feedback, etc., etc. But none of that will matter if you do not teach yourself the language. So self-exposure refers to watching movies, listen to music, read books, magazines, or articles on the internet that might be of interest to you. Practice whenever you have the chance to speak, to practice your English, whether it be a friend, someone on the street, or someone you know who speaks English. So if we do not do this, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you to actually learn English. So don't forget this. Expose yourself to the language. Go out there. Remember that language is a cultural aspect of life. It's not just an obligation. Many people look at it as it is. But not only will you be learning more English, but also you will benefit from it a lot, big time, I promise. Well, that was too much talking. Thank you very much for watching. This is Emmanuel, and I hope that this was useful for you. As the videos continue, I will start speaking a little bit faster. Yes, a little bit faster than I already speak. And the only purpose of speaking faster is that you start training your ear for fast speech. Alright, so that was it. Have a great day. See you in our next video.